Hello and welcome. My name is Christoph Pütz and I'm your IT career guide. In today's video, I want to talk about different IT certifications that can get you into information technology, help you to get your first job or define a new career path within information technology. And I'm not talking about specific certifications. Now, what I'm going to do in today's video is really take different areas of information technologies and the top vendors that offer IT certifications, and then put the two together so that you can look it up and identify, okay, that is an area that is of interest for me, or no, maybe I should go somewhere else. But before we get into this video, if you don't mind subscribing to my channel and also liking the video, I would appreciate it. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm and makes this content available to more people potentially. So now let's take a look and see how we can get you into information technology, and if you want to use IT certifications, which ones to take. So there are different areas in information technology, and there's, let's say, the IT help desk or service desk. There's system administration, there's database administration, there's network engineering, information security, software development, and there are quite a few areas in information technology, and they all have different type of tracks or paths that you can choose to get into those areas. So we're taking a look at these areas, and then I will point out one or two vendors that are active in these areas that offer IT certifications, and then you can go and look up and identify, okay, there is a valid track for me that is an area of interest for me. First, we want to take a look at the IT service desk or help desk. Of course, you can look at vendor neutral certifications like CompTIA A+ certification, but I want to talk about actually how to get into the IT help desk using a Microsoft certification. So Microsoft is a large vendor in this field, and it's not just the help desk, of course, there's system administration, there's software development, and so on. But Microsoft, specifically in the Microsoft 365 area, cloud, Microsoft Azure, there are quite a few certifications available. My assumption is that you want to use the help desk to get started into information technology, but then want to make a step beyond the help desk, beyond the service desk, and really turn this into a career path. So bypass CompTIA certification, look straight at Microsoft certification, and take a look which areas here are end user specific, and then potentially give you knowledge that you can use to move upwards. So for the help desk, Microsoft is the vendor you want to take a look at. But Microsoft is also the vendor for the next area that I want to point out. So I just mentioned Microsoft has quite a few areas, including cloud-related certifications, and that is really a path that you can take where you start with getting a first job in the help desk, build up some experience, and then move into systems administration. And that is not just necessarily server operating systems and related applications or services that these systems support, but you could go into the cloud, you could go into Microsoft 365, Microsoft Azure, Active Directory, and so on. And so there's really a track that you can build where you take 2 or 3 certifications, end user client related, and then you go into cloud operating system, Microsoft server operating system. So Microsoft really here gives you a solid foundation and really a broad base that you can use to get into information technology. If you work in information technology, all the different devices and services, they need to be connected. And that's usually happening with a network, and that can be wireless, that can be a wired network. It can be a network between locations within buildings, multiple countries, multiple continents. So everything needs to be networked, and that's where I want to point you to the next vendor that is really synonymous with networking. And I'm talking about Cisco Systems. Cisco offers IT certifications specifically to the networking area, where you can go and get like your CCNA or other certifications to showcase your network knowledge and become a specialized subject matter expert in this area. So Cisco would be where you go and you take a look at their certification tracks, and then you can map out your path to become a network engineer and potentially use that to maybe pivot into information security. So then I mentioned the cloud and Microsoft before. If you want to get into the cloud, of course you can stick with Microsoft, but really the big player at the moment is Amazon with AWS. Amazon's cloud service offering, AWS, is really, I want to say, the big player in the market right now. If you become certified with the AWS certifications, and there are quite a few, you can easily command a six-figure salary, and there are quite a few companies that will go after you and try to recruit you as an employee. There's also an area where you can work as IT consultant with your AWS knowledge. And I'm picking Amazon simply because it is a very large player and they offer a huge area of services that work within their cloud. And while Microsoft is up and coming in this area, and not a small player for sure, I think if you want to specialize and really have still a large foundation, Amazon AWS right now is the area where you want to be. So with cloud, there's also a lot of data analytics available. And data analytics is, I want to say, an area that could be information technology. It could be more on the data or mathematics side. But it's overlapping. And I want to point out that there's also a vendor in this area where, besides having a college degree, you could look at a vendor certification. And here the vendor is Google. Google is a data-driven company. They offer cloud services. Data is really their big thing, and the certification that they offer, or the certifications that they offer, will give you a great opportunity to work in this field and really give you a solid opportunity at an IT career where you can pivot into other areas. But the certification that Google specifically offers carries a lot of value. There are not that many individuals that have the Google certifications, but Google and a lot of companies that use Google services, there is a high need for individuals with that knowledge, and that if you have that Google certification, there's employment almost guaranteed. And then the last area I want to talk about in today's video is Linux. We talked about Microsoft and system administration before. In this case, we want to take at Linux as well and really identify why is Linux a good option to get into information technology, and then which vendor do you want to use to become Linux certified. So from a certification perspective, I want to point you towards Red Hat. You know, Linux is an open source operating system, and Red Hat and quite a few other companies have taken this and built a commercial offering on top of it. A lot of the larger web farms and e-commerce websites, they run on Linux, they run on something like Red Hat. And it could also be that you run like something like Oracle databases on Red Hat's Linux edition. So becoming certified in Linux, specifically using Red Hat, there is a good market out there. And if you go to Indeed.com or LinkedIn.com and you search for Linux related jobs or for Red Hat related jobs, you will find quite a few. And if you do a little more research and identify what are the salaries in this area, well, the Red Hat Linux certifications, they help you to obtain a really high salary. Now that you know how you can tie a certification to a vendor and then look at their offerings, you can really build out a solid career path. Start planning your career and identify, okay, this certification gets me in. With work experience, I grow this far. There are additional certifications that each vendor offers so that you can grow your career. You know that these vendors are keeping their certifications current. There's always ongoing development with their products. So you're not becoming stale, and working in information technology really requires you to learn new technologies, new features of technology all the time. And I think with these vendors, you have a really solid foundation that you can choose from and build a successful career in information technology. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so as well. And then I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.